Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Middle Eastern fragrances. This is a genre of fragrance that I've been really getting into lately. I've been watching a lot of Simin on YouTube here. I'll link her channel down below. She has a fragrance channel where she primarily talks a lot about Middle Eastern fragrances, and I've always been really intrigued by Middle Eastern fragrances. But I've also had like hesitations with them because when I think Middle Eastern fragrances, I think all spice, heavy oud, a lot of rose and patchouli and things like that. Things that I enjoy but don't really gravitate towards too often. I feel like after trying a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances, those misconceived notions that I had have sort of like gone out the window. And not just that, the price point really intrigued me with Middle Eastern fragrances. A lot of the time, the price point is really low. You find a lot of amazing dupes for higher end niche fragrances and designer fragrances. And yeah, a lot of the fragrances are really on the affordable range. Some of these I think I got for under $20, and that's for like a 100 ml bottle. Like that to me is insane. They are amazing quality, so they don't skimp out on the quality. The price points are like chef's kiss. They are like way better than anything I could have expected. And yeah, the quality of the fragrances and the packaging is just like really good. I have, I think, let's see, 3, 6, 7 fragrances that I'm going to be talking about. All of the Middle Eastern style fragrances that I'm just like blown away. I think that you guys should definitely check these out if these sound like they're right up your alley. Starting off with the first one, which is a really popular one, and that is Oud Mood by Latafa. This is a really beautiful bottle, really just bougie in my opinion. It has like this ribbon around it. It gives me this sort of like bondagey vibe. And this is like a very traditional smelling Middle Eastern fragrance. What does this smell like? Well, you have notes of rose, saffron, pimento, which is a chili. You have oud, caramel, floral notes. You have patchouli, resins, woody notes, amber, and you have incense and musk. This fragrance gets compared a lot to Oud Bouquet by Lancome, and Oud Bouquet is a fragrance that I'm very familiar with. I have the original formulation of Oud Bouquet in the old school mosaic bottle. It's one that I really love and I cherish and adore. This is very similar, but I wouldn't say it's an identical dupe to it, but definitely similar and in that vein of fragrance. This one, however, to me smells more like if you've ever smelled B. Laird's version of Oud Bouquet. I think it's called like Dark Temptation. This smells closer to that. It's heavier on the praline, almost like chocolatey sort of smell. You definitely get a light rose in it. A lot of woods in this. When I first got this, it had this really astringent sort of gasoline, this sort of slight gasoline sort of smell to it. The longer this has sat, yes, these Middle Eastern fragrances a lot of the time need to macerate, so you get them, they might not smell the best. Let it sit for about a month or so, revisit it later and see how you feel. A lot of the time, these fragrances change. And that's one thing that like I'm not the craziest about, is the fact that like if it doesn't smell right, good right off the bat, you have to wait a little while before you see the magic in the fragrance. Trust me though, if you wait, a lot of the time it's definitely worth the wait. This is one that was really astringent and really like harsh and had a sort of gasoline-ish type of smell to it. I did let it sit, and now every time I spray it, I get this really like gourmand, almost chocolate style woody type of dry fragrance with a hint of sweetness. I really like it. There's a very light touch of rose in the background. I primarily get this like praline chocolate sort of scent. Very long lasting. This is like easily a almost 8-hour fragrance on me. It projects really well. It will choke out a room if you overspray this. Definitely use with caution. It is a 10 out of 10 fragrance for longevity, quality, packaging. Everything about this fragrance is so bougie, and for under $20, I think I paid $18 on Amazon for this. I mean, what a steal, you guys. Truly a unique gourmand fragrance. If you are familiar with I can't even talk. If you are familiar with Oud Bouquet by Lancome, then you'll definitely enjoy this one. It's definitely in the same vein, but primarily more gourmand in my opinion, and more on the chocolatey side. Now the next one that I'm going to talk about is another one from Latafa, and this one is called, and forgive me if I say it wrong, Quad Al Farsan. It comes in a white bottle like this. It has a magnetic cap. Y'all know I'm a sucker for a magnetic cap. It's a plain white bottle. It has this sort of horse on the front. It has gold detailing. Really, really nice. Honestly, I really like the bottle. It's very simple, easy to throw in my bag. What does this smell like? I am surprised that I like this as much as I do. It is so addictive. This is like a musky sort of coconutty clean scent. I'm not primarily one that likes to go into the clean scent genre of fragrance, but this is one that I definitely get down with. I love coconut and fragrance. This one, it has a heaping dose of coconut. It has citruses, pineapple, ylang ylang. You have jasmine, frangipani. Of course, that vanilla in the base, that musk and sandalwood. And oh my goodness, this smells so clean. It's very airy. This could easily be a signature scent. I primarily get this creamy coconut with a slight woody undertone and almost a slight pepperiness to it. I'm not sure where exactly the pepperiness is coming from. It might just be the slight floral of that frangipani and vanilla, creating almost like a slight peppery effect. But this is really nice. If you want something clean, a little bit of, a little coconutty that you can wear every day, this is an amazing signature scent. I get about 5 to 6 hour wear with this one. It's really strong when you first spray it on, but it mellows down to this really like creamy coconut sort of lactonic clean scent. It's really, really nice, really, really beautiful. My fans of lactonic scents, check this one out. For the price too, I think I paid under 20 for this one as well. I think I paid 18. I mean, what a steal. This is a 100 ml bottle. Like, the quality of this is phenomenal. The scent, in my opinion, is phenomenal. I'm honestly really addicted to this scent and so happy to have it in my collection. This is one that, since I've gotten it, I've reached for more and more and more. Sorry if I keep messing with my hair. I tried to cut bangs and I am like, you have those mental breakdowns and then you try to do bangs and see if it works. I was having one of those moments. Anyway, yeah, like, really interesting fragrance. Like I said, slightly peppery, very creamy, lactonic, coconutty, slightly uplifted by those fruity and like citrusy notes. Just clean and sparkling and also pretty. Check this one out, you guys. 10 out of 10 in my opinion again. The next one that I'm going to talk about, and I mean, just look at this bottle, you guys. It has a velvety feel. This one is, I believe it's called Astaf, and it's by Amarat Al Arab. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I will link everything down below. I am butchering these names, but it's so beautiful. On the side it says like Princess of Arabia, and this is supposed to smell like an Arabian princess. You guys, this is really, really pretty. You've got notes of citruses, bergamot, white musk, aloe vera, jasmine. You've got woody notes and oud, and like, wow, like this smells so, so freaking good. It's clean, it's floral, it's sparkling. Not at all what I would imagine a Middle Eastern fragrance to smell like. This is so juicy. It almost has like this bright lemonade-y sort of smell. It reminds me of My Way by Armani, but it's not My Way in any way. It just reminds me of it. This is so unique to its own. Very floral, but very juicy and very tart and so like pretty. This smells so, so pretty. My girls out there who love pretty, clean, fresh floral scents with a bit of a sparkling juiciness to this, to them, check this one out. This is so, so beautiful. And this lasts about 6 to 7 hours on me. And for the price, this is a 100 ml bottle. I think I paid 20 bucks for this one. And it's just so gorgeous. I mean, the velvety feel, the really nice ornate cap, the gorgeous detailing to it. Like, it just screams luxury in my opinion. And if I smelled this, I would definitely think that a girl smelled like a princess. This is absolutely beautiful and I really, really like it. It's just juicy, almost lemonade-y, very floral. I get like almost like a raspberry-ish type of vibe from this. Gosh, this smells so addictive. I think this is probably one of the best like blind buys I did of 2023. And for it being like 20 bucks, like what a steal, you guys. Highly recommend this one. My girls out there, check this one out. If you want to smell like a princess of Arabia, do yourself a favor and get this one. It's really gorgeous. I feel like so many people would like this. This is easily a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It's not at all overpowering or overwhelming. It's just very addictive and beautiful and very feminine. Check this one out. The next one that I'm going to talk about is from the house of Maison Al Alhambra. Maison Alhambra. I don't know why I struggle so much with enunciating. I have a bit of a stutter at times, so me and enunciation is just horrible. Maison Alhambra. And this is called Infin Rose. And if you can't tell just by looking at the packaging what this is trying to dupe, let me tell you, it's trying to dupe Initio's Atomic Rose. And this is a pretty good dupe. I wouldn't say it's an exact dupe, but it's pretty good. It's a bit lighter in my opinion. You've got bergamot, pink pepper, hedion, which is a jasmine derivative. You have Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, Egyptian jasmine, amber, and vanilla. And this is just so pretty. My fans of rose fragrances, do yourself a favor and get this. Like, trust me, this is a dark, beautiful, jammy, addictive rose. Like, this is considered a unisex fragrance, but to me, this leans a little bit more on the feminine side. If you love rose fragrances, check this out. It has almost like a Delina vibe, but Delina's older, darker sister, who's cool and slightly goth. I feel like this is what she would smell like. It's not a Delina dupe by any means. Delina is very rosy, but more like a pink rose. This is like a darker, deeper, more citrusy rose. It's so pretty. It definitely has a resemblance to that fragrance, but it also really smells a lot like Initio's Atomic Rose. And if you have smelt Initio's Atomic Rose, then you know it's sort of like a peppery, very deep rose with like these citruses behind it, and this has that same feel, but slightly lighter. It almost gives me like a rosewater type of scent, with depth, and this is just so gorgeous and so pretty, and I really love this one. I've let this one sit for about a month since I've had it, and it's just gotten better. It was good right off the bat, but this one is getting better and better and stronger as I've had it, and honestly, like, I can't complain. This is a 10 out of 10. The bottle, the packaging, everything about it is just spectacular in my opinion, and I really love it. Like, do yourself a favor, you guys. Check out the House of Maison Alhambra. Gorgeous, amazing packaging, really good fragrances, and for the price point, like, y'all, you really can't beat it. I think I paid around 20 something bucks for this one as well. Longevity on this one is about 6 hours or so on me. It's getting better the longer it sits, and the projection is about maybe an arm's length or so. Definitely a beautiful rose fragrance. My girls out there, if you want like a date night rose fragrance that's gonna smell sexy and is kind of addictive, that has a resemblance to Delina, but not Delina by any means. More like Delina's older dark sister, who's kind of like very sexy and, you know, provocative. Do yourself a favor, check this one out. My guys who love rose, don't be afraid of this one either. Definitely a stellar fragrance, and I mean, like, look how beautiful the packaging is. Like, I love this bottle. It just looks stunning. Now, the next one that I'm going to talk about is from the house of Matin Martin. I just got this one not that long ago, and this one is called Lady Rosa, so that's why I still have the box. This is one that I was so wanting to try. I heard this one was a dupe for Delina, and it has the notes listed in here. Lychee, rhubarb, bergamot, rose, peony, petalia, cashmere, vetiver, cedar. Now, if that doesn't sound like Delina, I don't know what does. The packaging is beautiful. I love the box. It has this little protective slit on top of it. Not sure what it does, but it's there. The fragrance sits inside. It looks like this. It looks so cool. Definitely gives me a Middle Eastern vibe. It almost looks like a Middle Eastern palace. Very, very cool. You guys, this is Delina. A very rhubarb and rose heavy scent with lychee. That rose, that peony. It sort of dies down and becomes a soft, powdery, feminine rose fragrance. It's very sharp, sparkling in the opening. Just like Delina, this is almost an exact dupe of it. Very slight differences. I wouldn't say it's exactly like Delina, but so dang close. I would say almost 98% close to Delina. And for a fraction of the price, I think I paid like around $50 for this one. This one was a bit more on the expensive side. Actually, I think this was the most expensive one in the whole bunch, being at $50, which isn't that expensive if you really think about it for a Delina dupe. If you are a fan of Delina, or you know someone who loves Delina, but you cannot justify buying it because of the price point, because it is very steep, and I understand that, and you wanted something that was inspired by it and very similar, but also a little different and unique and stand out. I can't even say it. It stands out on its own as its own fragrance and has honestly like really beautiful packaging. Then do yourself a favor, check out the House of Mateen Martin. Wow, like I am shook by the performance of this one. It lasts better than Delina did on me. It smells so dang good. It's so crisp, so clean, so beautiful, ultra feminine. I love that rhubarb note. It's not as green as like I remember Delina being, and not that Delina was super green, but it had a greenness to it and a bit more of a sharp rhubarbiness. This is a little bit more toned down in this, but it still has that. And that lychee rose peony combo that this has is just so addictive, and that's what Delina is known for. And if you want that addictive quality and that same sort of scent profile, but you want it at a more better price, and honestly, like, look at this packaging. Tell me that's not spectacular. I mean, do yourself a favor. Look into the House of Mateen Martin. They have amazing fragrances. I'm going to be buying more from this house in the future. There's quite a few that are on my list of fragrances that I want to try from this house. And look at this. I mean, I can't get over the packaging, the quality. This feels and smells luxurious. I would not be able to tell the difference between Delina and this fragrance if I smelled them both, you know, on somebody. I would honestly think they were just wearing Delina. I would not think that it was another fragrance, you know, period. Yeah, check this one out, you guys. I can't say enough good things about this house. I will be checking out more of their stuff in the future. The next one that I'm going to be talking about is another one from Lattafa. Actually, there are two from the same collection. There's 3 in this collection, but I only have 2 of them so far. And this one is called Iman, and this one is from Lattafa. Once again, I really like the packaging. I had to bring out the packaging to sort of show you guys. Let me open it and show you. It opens up kind of like a book. It's closed like this, and it opens up this way. I'm scared of the fragrance falling out. And this one is called Iman. It is a really bougie bottle. I was really fascinated by the bottle. It's got a mark from being, you know, in its case. The outside is velvety, so that's why it's marked and gets marked pretty easy. But I mean, look at this bottle. It gives me such Illuminati vibes. I don't know why. This gives me like the all-seeing eye, and just like, it's really pretty. It's really bougie. It's so extra, and like, I really wanted to know what this smelled like. So Iman has notes of bergamot, blackcurrant, orange blossom, tuberose, jasmine. There's a marigold note in this as well. Patchouli, vanilla. You've got musk and cedarwood. And you guys, I'm not even kidding when I tell you, this is really similar. When I smelled this, I was blown away, first off. It smells really natural to my nose, and it smells a lot like jasmine and tuberose to me, which are 2 of the notes in here. But this smells like a night blooming jasmine with a very tuberosy, like bubblegum tuberosy, like sort of influence in the background. When I first smelled this, the initial spray immediately reminded me of Nasamoto's Narcotic V, or Narcotic Venus. If you are familiar with that fragrance and you cannot justify paying like $130 for like a 1 ounce, like little tiny bottle, this is the next best thing, you guys. This has a resemblance to that so hard that like I was honestly kind of shook. For the price point, I think I paid like 30 bucks or so for this bottle. Like, what the heck? Like, so affordable, so good. This just smells really floral. If you are a fan of white creamy florals, especially like night blooming jasmine, you're gonna love this. This gives me such a sexy nighttime vibe. Some people associate white florals with like older, mature fragrances. I don't think this smells mature, but that's just me. This smells really natural, almost photorealistic, which if you know me, you know that's a genre of fragrances that I truly love. That sort of photorealistic floral type of thing. I love smelling like an actual flower that's picked from a garden. That sort of slightly green, very floral, very heady sort of smell. This gives me that. There's a slight greenness to it. I almost feel like I can smell the stem. I know a lot of that is coming from that patchouli and that marigold sort of note. Marigold can tend to smell a little bit stemmy to me, almost a little bit green. This smells so beautiful, so pretty, so photorealistic to an actual flower. You guys, do yourself a favor. If you're a fan of Nasamaro's Narcotic V but can't justify the price, I wouldn't say this is an identical dupe, but it's so dang similar, especially in the opening. It's a very tuberose forward in the opening and like sort of bubblegummy, and as it settles down, it becomes more of a jasmine-y scent. So good. 10 out of 10. The longevity on this is pretty good as well. It lasted about 6 or so hours, 6 to 7 hours on me. Projection was pretty decent. It made a really nice bubble around me. You'll definitely get noticed wearing this. It's so pretty and such a compliment getter. I got so many compliments when I wore this one. Definitely check it out. Iman by Lattafa. Now the last one that I'm going to be talking about is another one from the Lattafa range, from that same range. This one is called Sinina, and this one is the red one that comes in the same kind of packaging. It has a red velvet bottle, so it still has that velvet feel. It has like a, instead of a blue little crystal, it has a red one. Now this one was really interesting. When I got this one, I was kind of like, what the hell when I smelt it? It gave me such a weird vibe. It gave me this sort of fermented fruit, sort of like, what is it called? Like a sangria sort of vibe. And the closest thing that this reminded me to was Pulp by Byredo. That sort of fermented fruit sort of effect. And I really like this. I think it's so unique. I've never smelt a fragrance quite like this one. Like I said, it does remind me a little bit of the fermented fruit sort of effect that Pulp by Byredo has, but I wouldn't say this is an identical dupe. This has passion fruit, ozonic notes, mandarin orange, raspberry rose, orange blossom. You have sea salt, praline, musk, vanilla, and toffee. And you guys, this is so sexy. An initial burst, it has this like fermented sort of fruity, sort of weird effect. Like you definitely get that passion fruit and that raspberry, but it smells like they've been fermenting together to create like this new sort of liqueur. And something about it too, I don't know where it's coming from, if it's the vanilla and the musk with that sea salt that's giving this sort of lipsticky accord, but it smells like fermented fruit, primarily like fermented berries, and a slight lipstick accord in the background. It almost gives me the same vibe as the bottle, this sort of like velvety sort of feel. Gosh, it smells so pretty. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. There's a slight lingering rose in the background. It really aids beautifully with that sort of raspberry and rose. That combo always hits so well together. But the ozonic notes with that salt is giving this a sort of fermented like sangria sort of vibe that I'm really vibing with. This would be so sexy on a date night. This would be an amazing, like, if you're a goth girl, like this would be an amazing signature. Like, it's such a unique, beautiful fragrance, and like I said, the lingering sort of powdery like lipsticky note that's in the back of this fragrance is so interesting and unique. I really like this one, and again, it was around $30 or so. Not a bad price at all. I think I paid $36, maybe less for this one. I think I got this one on Joma Shop. And oh my gosh, you guys, this is so cool. This is a unique scent. I would easily think this was a niche fragrance if I smelled it. And yeah, I'm really happy to have this one. Again, another 10 out of 10. This one is strong. Lasted all day on me, pretty much 8+ hours. It mellows out into this sort of raspberry-ish, like fruity, sort of like skin scent after 8 hours or so, with this slight gourmand feel, just this warm, like fruity feel. Eventually, that sangria sort of booziness does die down, that sort of fermented fruit effect, after a few hours, and you're left with like a fruity, like warm, inviting, just yummy scent. It smells really yummy. It still has that perfumey sort of feel, like a perfume, but it's just so unique. It really takes you out on a journey, and I really like this one. And yeah, those are all the Middle Eastern fragrances I have so far that I'm going to talk about. I do have more that I want to talk about in the future because, like, it's so easy to get into Middle Eastern fragrances. The price points are amazing. The fragrances are beautiful. I think I'm going to be looking more into Middle Eastern fragrances. You guys tell me what you think. Have you tried any of these? What are your guys' thoughts? Are you going to try any of these? All of these I would highly recommend. Honestly, like, I was kind of shook to my core on these fragrances, and they have me excited to try out more Middle Eastern brands. And yeah, I have a whole list of stuff that I'm gonna be ordering in the next few months from Middle Eastern brands. And if you guys like that, then definitely stay tuned. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.